So welcome to another fabulous episode of My Orgasmic Life. And today I'm going to talk about my messy life and how it's okay to show up in the world even when you're a mess. And so content warning, I'm going to talk about my life. It's kind of a little bumpy. You're going to get some of the juicy details about what's been going on in my life for the last 8 months. And who knows, I might cry, I might laugh, well, definitely laugh. I'll absolutely swear. So there's your content warning. Okay. All right. So first of all, if everybody who is watching me, you're like, Gaia, why are there penises on your Christmas tree? It's because it's the countdown to Slutty Xmas, which we'll get into in another episode. Okay. But in 5 days, 5 more days until the countdown of 7 days of pleasure. And I'll talk to you in another episode about that. All right, let's talk about me being a train wreck of a clusterfuck of a mess. And still showing up anyways. So this morning I was having, so lately I've been actually struggling a lot about having nervousness and anxiety and stress and worry, not being my normal cocky, arrogant, badass, kick-ass goddess self. Okay, that's not what I've been feeling internally. And so I have been still showing up in the world, even though that's not, I haven't been on my A game, so to speak. And I'm still doing things and I'm still seeing clients and still hanging out with people. And everybody seems to be still like, loving me and enjoying me and, still thinking that I'm fabulous. So what that made me realize is that it's really important to show up just as you are, and the people who love you, and that you don't actually always have to be on your A game. And I thought, maybe this is a great opportunity for me to air, to tell you how much of a mess I am, and maybe inspire some others who maybe are struggling a little bit, that it's still okay. So that's the motivator this morning for you. Okay, so where do I want to start with? Okay, so this year, 2021, has been a giant clusterfuck and mess for me. And it feels like every corner that I've turned, every decision I have made seems at the time like a really good idea, but then turns out to not be such a good idea, or didn't work out the way that I thought it was going to work out. It worked out perfectly wherever I'm supposed to be is where I am, but it hasn't always felt that way. So let's start with, I got married in February, mostly for the whole grown-upping and adulting and, my primary partner at the time. And then I was going to move out to the nudist resort. So I spent 6 months renovating the nudist resort, out of the trailer at the nudist resort, so that I could build my treatment space and my dungeon there and my office there, and so that I could, work there and live in this perfect place that I just wanted and thought it was going to be so fantastic. And I was going to be like, every day I got to frolic, and every day I got to wake up, and every day I got to be frolicking outside naked when it was warm, and it was just going to be great. So, so I did that. So I moved, and I, did a lot of work to, drop back into, to downsize from like a 2-story house to like 2 rooms. And I, did all this renovations. You probably all saw those renovations, talked about those renovations. And so I moved out there. Then my dog, I had to put my dog to sleep because his hips went. And then my husband and I we co-living with each other, turns out isn't really a good fit for our relationship. And I have been working on not making myself wrong about that. It just, you never know until you're in it to find out that, oh, that doesn't work. So we realized that us co-living together is not a good fit for our relationship, and it definitely doesn't work for my business because there's lots of clients who are uncomfortable coming out to the nudist resort. It's not the ideal space. It doesn't work with the lifestyle of cohabitation with my husband. So all those things, felt like at the time, and maybe still a little bit, felt like fail. Like all that work, all the things, I'm going to cry a little bit, all the things and all the work and everything that I put into it, turns out that that wasn't a good fit. And during that process of realizing that that wasn't a good fit, our natural, and I'm human like all of us, is to blame ourselves. Like what's wrong with me? Like, why did I failed, I made the wrong choice, I was wrong, I'm wrong, he's wrong, everybody's wrong, somebody's got to be wrong. This can't just be like, oh, this didn't work out, this course correct. So I'm working through all those things. And meanwhile, while I'm working through all these things, I'm super stressed, and being under all that level of stress and anxiety, and stress of not having a stable environment to live in. My own childhood stuff around not feeling safe kicks in, and because it kicks in, one of my old defaults and defense mechanisms has always been to vomit. And so I then spend 2.5 months, almost 3 months, puking every day. I tell you, that was not a fun time, not a fun time. So after I deal with my shit, work through my stuff, heal my stuff, go to my husband and say, dude, what's wrong? Clearly you're not cool with us living together. We have some really raw, really honest, really uncomfortable conversations. And we realized that, me cohabitating and living there full time is just not going to work. Me working there is not going to work. So I ask, luckily my old space in Waterloo is available. And so I ask if I can basically, basically move back into the old space. And so I've spent the last couple months rebuilding my old dungeon, which is what I'm in right now, rebuilding my treatment room, and rebuilding the space back in Waterloo. So I am now back in Waterloo most of the time, and part-time out at the nudist resort with my husband. And so it's been kind of bumpy, and it's been kind of messy, and there's lots of reasons that I could stay in that place of being wrong and seeing it being wrong and me being wrong and failing and all those things. Or I can just be like, okay, so what did I learn? Why did I need to do that? Because I truly believe that everything unfolds perfectly. Whether we can see it or not is another story, but I truly believe everything is unfolding perfectly as it's supposed to. So what did I need to learn? Well, I needed to learn that I need to let go of expectations. I need to be in the moment better. It's sometimes we make decisions and we think at the time is the best choice for us, that it's okay that it isn't, if it isn't the best choice. We didn't have all the information, we didn't have all the data. So now we have new data. How much are you going to be attached to the vision of what you thought it was going to be versus what it actually is, and ready to course correct to make your life a better version of your life. And so I think that's probably been the biggest lesson throughout this. Plus, a bunch of my staff apparently wanted to go on a road trip. Things that I owned apparently wanted a different location for a while. They wanted to go on a scenic long route from here to the nudist resort and from the nudist resort back to Waterloo. You know, how often does your stuff get to go on adventures? So I think that was another reason. But the biggest piece that I want to leave you with, a couple of different big takeaways from me just going back today on, you know, basically showing up as I am, which is, so life as I've known it hasn't been really smooth for the last year. It's been quite messy and ugly and emotional. And, you know, there's been a lot of things that I've been challenged with, and a lot of challenges around honesty and having messy conversations and repairing conversations, and relationship dynamics changing from what I think they are going to be to what they actually are, and letting go of the expectations of what I think they're going to be to allowing them to be. And then on the other end of my world, and some of you may have heard me talk about, you know, me really diving into being, exploring my submission and you know, having a master and a dom, is that I've been able to drop into it because of all the mess. I've been able to drop into having an incredible relationship with my master, and having this new, and who's somebody who's been a part of my life for like 27 years, and being able to see him clearly for the first time, and have real, honest, uncomfortable conversations that needed to happen for 27 years between the two of us. And now we have the most incredible relationship I've ever had in my life. So in all the chaos, in all the mess, in all the drama, in all the ugliness, so much beauty has been shown to me, and so much personal growth has been available to me. And course correction and letting go of expectations has been the theme. Let go of expectations and allow it to be what it is. And then make decisions based on reality of what it is, to see what is going to work best for me and the other people in my life. So that's the big piece that I wanted to let you share. The other piece that I really want to talk about, as hopefully I didn't flash you my crotch for everybody who's watching. Clearly, I'm still not very good at keeping my legs closed. It's part of my appeal, I think. Anyways, is that the fact that I'm showing up and telling you all of this is like huge, because every part of my belief system, from a societal norm, for professionalism, from all this stuff, is saying, no, you can't tell them that your life has been one giant mess. They won't respect you. They won't admire you. They won't hire you. They won't. So all these messages are running in my head even as I'm talking to you right now. And that's the piece that I want you to take away, which is none of that is true. Some people might feel that, but that's okay. Then I'm not a good fit for them. But the reality is that I'm human. And man, life gets real messy at times in my life, and it gets bumpy and it gets ugly. And what's the point of only showing you guys the orgasmic side if I don't show you the messy side? Because that messy side is also part of my orgasmic life. It's about my radical honesty. It's about being in the moment. It's about being present in my body. All of those things is what allows me to be orgasmic in the way that I am. So I really, 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 really want to say that it's okay to be mess, and it's okay to show up as a mess. And the people in your life that love and adore you, who unconditionally love and adore you, and let me put it that way, that unconditionally love and adore you, get to see and allow them to see all of you. And what I've realized that I have been doing for most of my life is denying the people who really love me an opportunity to truly see me. Because what happens is I'm really good when I have things going on and I'm cray cray, and I say this with love, there's no judgment, no mental health reference there, okay? Like where I feel out of control and I feel like I'm a mess and I'm emotionally unstable, and that's where I'm at. I tend to hibernate at those states. I tend to go within in those states. There's only like a very small handful of people that ever get to see or even know that that's what happens in my world. And what I realize is that then people are missing out. The world is missing out in seeing the fabulous messy me, not just the fabulous all of my shits together me, but also the fabulous messy me, and how I navigate and how I move through it. So I've decided that, thank you. I've decided that I'm going to start showing up for the world in all forms of who I am. The messy me, the horny me, the happy me, the fabulous me, the brilliant me, the I am a clusterfuck me, all of the versions of me, because all of them have something important and have something important to share. And maybe may inspire somebody. Okay? So it's okay to be a mess. It's okay to show up as a mess. It's okay to tell the world you're a mess. And it's also okay to be present in the moment. And if life isn't working, to course correct, even if you did a lot of work to make it work one way and it's not, it's okay to let go. Let go of the expectations and keep course correcting. That's all life is. Make a choice, see how it goes, get new data, see if it serves you. If it serves you, great, carry on. If it doesn't serve you, it's like, okay, what do we need to do? We got new data, and this data is not supporting us where we want to be right now in this moment. It's time to release it and let go and make a new choice and course correct. So that's it. That's all life is. Decision, path, course correct. Decision, path, course correct. And I'm learning, and I hope to inspire others to say, there is no right or wrong. Let's take right or wrong. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. There's just a decision, a path outcome. Does it serve us? Course correct. All right. I love you all. I really do. Thanks for witnessing. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for, helping me to be brave and courageous. Mwah. Bye-bye. See you guys soon.